Hi guys, Matt from MH Fitness here, back with another video for you guys. So it's Friday, so as you know it's a training tips / how to kind of video. But you might notice that I'm in my room today instead of down in the gym. So I will be continuing the normal how to exercises and tips and tricks generally in the gym. But I figured today I'm going to go into something slightly different. It's going to be injuries, as you probably noticed by the title. So yeah, I'm just going to talk a little bit about injuries, how to deal with them, both physically and mentally, because I know if you've been going gym a lot, suddenly you're injured, it can be very frustrating not being able to work out and you just want to try and keep pushing through it, but that's really a bad idea. So yeah, it's just going to be a quick video, some tips and tricks. Hopefully you don't mind a slightly different angle of things, and hopefully you find it useful. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so as you know, anyone that's been injured before, like I said, it can be horrible. You've been working out for 3 months, 6 months, a year, however long, solidly, committed, you know, eating right each day, training hard, seeing some really good results. Then suddenly, through no fault of your own, maybe it's a cold room, maybe it's just bad timing, or maybe you did try and lift too heavy or whatever, you've got injured. And it sucks, it really does. So you've had this long streak of doing so well and seeing the results you want and being all happy, and then suddenly you can't go gym for, God knows, it could be a month, 2 months, 3 months, and you're just going to be seeing everything you've worked for slowly deteriorate, and the thought of that is horrible. But one thing you've just got to tell yourself is accept the fact that you're injured, respect your injury, and make sure you don't do anything stupid, try and go back into it too soon, because all you're going to do is injure yourself further. So that's the first thing. Just make sure, look, it's happened, it sucks, but I've got to take it on the chin, accept it, keep eating right, eat a maintenance level of calories, so don't go into a deficit, don't start losing muscles. You know, keep my BCAAs high so my muscles are being protected and not sort of going into a catabolic state. Maybe do a bit of cardio to generally make yourself feel better, and also maybe lose that extra little bit of fat that you've thought you've had. Just trim yourself down a little bit, generally feel better about yourself. Obviously, if that's going to affect your injury negatively in any way, just avoid that as well. Because it's happened, there's nothing you can do about it. It's time to rest up, heal up, and just go back at it sensibly, smart, and you can smash it out before you know it. Because whatever the degree of the injury is, whether it's going to take you a month to heal, a week to heal, a couple of days to heal, if you do the best you can about being smart about it, stopping as soon as it happens, taking the correct measures of healing aids, which I'll show you in a minute, and just resting up and not being stupid about it, then you've got to think to yourself, I'm going to get back in the gym as soon as is physically possible for my body. Like, the injury's already happened, I've got to wait X amount of time. Pushing into it, which I know is tempting, and forcing anything on too soon is only going to make it worse. So just think that, accept that there's a certain amount of time it's going to take, and if you do everything right, there's nothing more you could have done. And yeah, so just hopefully that'll make you feel better. If you are someone that's injured and you're watching this, know that as soon as it's happened, as soon as the injury has occurred, that time is ticking until you can go back into the gym. Like I said, could be a day, could be a week, could be a month, however long. But if you're struggling mentally to get over the fact that you can't work out, just do everything you can, right, and you'll be back in as soon as you possibly could have been. So that's the first section. If you're injured right now, I know how much it sucks, but honestly just accept it, rest up, relax, do something else productive. You know, start working on something that you couldn't do because the extra 2 hours you spent in gym or whatever was taking up your time. Go try something else, you know, work on something you've been thinking about for a while. Just channel that productivity into something you can do, okay? So don't worry about it, it happens to the best of us. Just, yeah, accept it, respect it, heal up, and get ready to smash it again when you are better. So that's the first area of this video. In this next part I'm going to talk briefly about what you can do with certain injuries, so like strains and sprains, nothing too technical, too big, just like creams and sprays and aids that I'm sure you've all heard of and will all have used. Just some advice about them, when they're good to use, when they're not good to use, why you use them, and so on, just so you can have that little bit extra help to recover from your injury a little bit sooner. So the first thing, deep freeze. Like I'm sure you're aware, you've got deep freeze and deep heat, the most common hot muscle aids and cold muscle aids for injury. Deep freeze, if you're the kind of athlete that is a track runner or a footballer or whatever, and you need to carry on the game like you have to, like I said, you shouldn't push through any injuries, but sometimes if it's just a minor sprain and you really need to, it's an important game, getting deep freeze on the area will just numb the pain, take the blood flow out of there, and will allow you to carry on for the rest of the game, and then just rest up after that. But for general injuries, so gym related injuries, if you've got a muscle that you've pulled or torn, it's good to avoid any sort of sprays or creams for the first 48 hours, because although deep freeze is good for numbing and taking blood flow out of the area, which can be good to take inflammation out when you've immediately done it, if it's really red, really sore, you know, maybe that's the only time you would want to use it straight after an injury. But deep heat, for example, you don't want to be spraying that on within the first 48 hours because it's just going to increase the blood flow there, and that can actually cause more damage. So avoid that. So that goes for gym injuries as well with deep freeze. If you have just got injured and you need to take the swelling out, you know, the area is going to be inflamed, there's going to be a lot of blood flow there, it's going to start swelling up. Deep freeze is good straight away. You can use that within the first 24 to 48 hours, it's fine to keep the inflammation out of it and to just cool it off to stop anything getting worse. Now, deep heat is the other one. So you've used deep freeze for the first 24 to 48 hours just to take the inflammation out of the area and just rest it up as well. Now it's time to introduce deep heat. So I've got a spray here and a cream. Now I personally prefer the cream because I feel not only is it better that you're rubbing the area, sort of getting the blood flow in it generally anyway, and the therapeutic effect of massage on the muscle is going to be an extra bonus. It's actually upside down. But yeah, you get the picture. Deep heat, I prefer cream, it gives a nice deep heat feeling. Heat spray is fine too, it obviously works the same. Only thing with the spray is I find it really burns your skin and doesn't, you know, it still gets into the muscle but it doesn't get in there as much as it should and just burns your skin unnecessarily really. So yeah, definitely recommend the cream for this. This is for any injury that's over 2 days old. So you've done a bit of resting up, like I said, you've got the swelling out of it. Now it's time to start getting some heat back into it, getting some blood flow back into it, to let the body start re-healing that area. It's also going to help prevent further injury. So even though you might be resting up and everything, doing everything right, obviously if your muscle's a bit cold and already injured, you might just twist a little bit too fast without thinking about it, and because the muscle is not particularly warm, it's just going to tear that muscle even more and put you back even further. So that's just another little bonus with the deep heat. It just allows your muscle to be warm the whole time for not only the positive healing aids, but it's also going to help prevent further injury while you're around the house or whatever. So yeah, that's really good. This is just a generic muscle rub, really mainly for joints. If you've got any joint aches and pains, just helps to take the inflammation out of the area and just soothe it a little bit more. Not really relevant unless you've got sort of joint injury, but it's just an extra little piece of healing aid if you need it. And this is ibuprofen gel. There's not much of it left, as you can see. Use it quite a lot if I'm injured or if I've got an area that needs a bit of inflammation taken out. So ibuprofen, as you know probably, is an anti-inflammatory. It will help bring the swelling down of a certain area. So if you say you're 24 hours into the injury, you don't really want to be using deep heat yet, getting a large amount of heat in the area, but you do feel you need to start getting the swelling out of it. It's really aching, you know, you need something to help you just to take away the pain. This is a great pain reliever, just to help the area. And yeah, as for creams and sprays, that's all I've really got today that I'm going to show you. I feel that's all you really need, as well as patience and just being smart about it, not going into anything too soon after your injury. One last thing I do have though is a foam roller, which is great in general for any sort of warming up. Use it a lot for warming up my legs on leg day. Great to get the blood flow in there, stretch your muscles out. And I feel if it's your first few sessions back in the gym after an injury, it's great to just really loosen up the area and get the blood flow in there. And also maybe point out to you if there's any points of the injury that are still kind of there, so you should maybe avoid carrying on with your workout. But so yeah, if you've recovered from your injury, it's been a good week or two after you feel like you was fully recovered, so you've given it that extra transition period to make sure you're 100% ready. Have a good little foam roll before you go in. Good stretch. Keep your eye on the area 100% of the time. Don't go too heavy. Ease yourself back into it. And taking all these things into account, you should be fine, and you hopefully won't get injured any further. I hope this has helped you. If you're injured, like I said, just accept it, relax, chill out, work on something else instead. Treat it smart, and you'll be on the mend and ready to go back in the gym and smash it as soon as possible. Right, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I hope this helps you if you're injured, or if in the future if you get injured or whatever. And if you are injured now, keep your chin up. It happens to the best of us, like I said. We're going to be back in the gym in no time. But yeah, guys, as always, please like, subscribe, comment and share if you can. Really appreciate any support that I get. And hopefully you're all injury free in gym and you carry on smashing it. Peace.